Hello and welcome to Editing with My Wife, now with more thoughts and plops. I'm the Hooded Philosopher and I'm here with Cheesy Loops. Cheesy Loops, what's this episode about?
This episode is a little about River's past.
Yes, we're going to really dig into the past. But in the last chapter, which shouldn't be hard to recall, we got Draylin and the boy asking some questions in the slip as they move through with the ring ripping through the ground. And then Draylin and the boy go hunting when they stop. And then Draylin encounters a cat, black cat, with a red ring in its eyes. And he touches it to kill it and gets teleported into the animal home, wherein he meets Flo, who happens to be stuck there with him. Which it would have been a nightmare if they never got her out. Because there's no way out unless somebody comes and gets you. So you better be loved if you eat one of these things.
Oh.
But that's what happened in the river's flow. Now let's move on to an Errant Connection, chapter 11. And this is the boy.
This is the boy. So it's my turn. The boy felt... Oh, wow. I've already started reading this wrong. Hello. The boy can feel something about Draylin. As he left the portal, like he wasn't quite gone. He listened as Tresca explained the situation to Nathaniel. We have a mind panther. It seems to have shifted Draylin into the animal mind. Nathaniel was taking in the information. The boy's hands moved. What's that? A mind panther is a creature that's been taken in some kind of... Oh, wow. Reset. A mind panther is a creature that has taken in some of the vial of mind. It takes the attacker to a place that only the animal sees, the animal mind, she explained. I'm no tracker. We better get moving. Show us where you were, Nathaniel said as they started walking back to where the boy last saw Draylin. On the contrary, we have 3 slivers of the divine. She reached into a pouch on her hip and retrieved a small sliver of something glowing. Do you need Tresca there?
I feel like you do.
Okay, well, while you're there, yeah. Those are precious. Besides, you tracked down Forrest, who didn't want to be found, might I add. Yes, but tracking an animal is different than tracking a person, especially one who holds her gift so dearly. As if coming to the same conclusion, they look at the boy. He understood and took point, just like Draylin had taught him, until they came upon a bloodstain. Oh, let me get a... I don't think you need... A bloody trail?
That's better.
This is the beast's blood, his hands explained, then pointed at the path of blood leading around a nearby tree. They followed to the meal it was having before it was... They followed it to the meal it was having before it was attacked. The daggers Draylin made still sticking out of his back. He was shaking them out as he ate. These beasts can be hard to kill without being sucked into the animal mind, Tresca whispered.
Just keep reading.
But the perfect counter is the vial of mind itself. She took a swig from a small bottle. How do we get them out? Nathaniel asked. Tresca looked at him. We don't. She handed him the rest of the bottle. You do. I will use my vial of mind to hold it still. You must use your power to open its home. It has a home? He asked. It's the animal mind itself. You will see.
Excuse us.
Cheesy Pete, she replied as he drank the last of the bottle, handing it back. After a moment, Tresca raised up and began pushing down in the air. The beast let out a roar of agony as the daggers were being repressed into its flesh. Go, she squeaked out. I'm not going to squeak, because my throat hurts too much to do so.
Go!
Nathaniel hopped onto his feet and took off to the animal. He placed his hand on it and disappeared after a moment. The familiar blackness of home appeared, tinged by a natural leafy greenness. A moment passed as Tresca struggled to hold the beast. 3 people emerged from the portal. As the beast gasped to its last leaving breath, the blackness began to fade like smoke. Wow. Beast gasped its last breath. Flo? Is that you? What are you doing in there? Okay. We have a problem. Force has gone on a rampage since you killed Grolic the Thundering. The other lords are afraid that their lives are on the line. Force has taken off again this time. Interesting.
Yeah, it feels like repetition.
Yeah, get rid of it this time. Even I have no clue where she went. I was hoping I can enlist your help again. Though this time I will join you. Does Force have your soul? Tresca asked. No, I have it. She has not taken me with her this time. She pulled an artifact out of her chest. It was shaped like a teardrop, then put it back. I'm afraid I was coming in the hopes I could talk you out of your connection to Force. It's time to put an end to this madness. Sloane must be stopped, Tresca said with a little heat behind her voice. Flo looked down at her hands. What do? I'm just the tool. Let's head back. We can talk and eat, Tresca said a little softer. Grolic attacked you, from what I understand. It was an act of defense, Draylen added. We saw the rebellion, Draylen. They all have a plenty good reason to fear death. Except maybe Rokai. He has the mountain full of raw materials, and he has made it well fortified. He is wise. He might just give up his artifact to stay alive. You have them looking for a prophecy for their own demise, or your arrival, Flo explained. Did they get a prophecy? Nathaniel wondered. Several conflicting ones. Nothing that's undeniable, she answered. They got into the slip ring and took off, skipping Garden Brook. I don't know. I think I like Garden Book. Or Bork. That magic only works for the user, Nathaniel explained to a confused-looking boy. Who is this? Flo greeted. Someone brought him to me, left him on my doorstep. We don't know his name, so we just call him the boy, Nathaniel explained. So we've taken him in and cared for him, and loved him for a while now, Tresca added. Wee! She smiled at the boy. The boy smiled back. His hands moved. Draylen translated. What's the thing in your chest? They were at Draylen's home and made another chair for Flo. She explained. I'll tell the whole tale. As you well know, Sloane is not of this world. There are 4 of us. What'd you do?
Just got rid of the Draylen something.
Yeah, because they kind of...
Because I wanted them to keep moving, and I never said they moved, and I remembered that. But go ahead.
Yeah, okay. That felt weird. There are 4 of us when he appeared. Grolic the Thundering, River the Benevolent, Rokai of Plenty, and Rodan the Brash. We sat around a table uniting the nations, at the center of the impossible mountain, before Sloane moved it to protect us from the arcane beasts. Everyone was in agreement. Our nations will work together and give each other aid in our fight against the Lystran kingdom. Sloane was around. We have heard of a hermit living near one of the entrances to the mountain. When he came to speak to us, none of us expected him to grant us our wildest dreams. He did not only that, he brought the power to stop the Lystran kingdom. He showed us the shapeweed and the viola mine, all of them, before when it was only the brown leaf and the elemental liquors. With this power, we could withstand the Lystran invasion. And we did. We had no clue the toll it would take on us. The arcane costs to our own souls. It is a toll already paid. So you are River the Benevolent? Draylen asked. She continued. When Sloane asked River her wildest dreams, she asked for her benevolence to be personified. He crafted this. She reached in her chest and pulled out the teardrop-shaped artifact. He said, I am the same as River, that I will only offer the goodness she wanted in the moment they first met. They call me Flo because I am River's benevolent flow. In the moment I came into existence, so did my counterpart, the benevolence of Force. The force of River was then needed at the front with the other three. The three committed a miracle. Should it be four?
Yeah.
They stopped a legion each. So many of our people saved, at the cost of several 100,000 Lystrian soldiers. She paused. I was there, behind the lines, healing and aiding and adding to River's mystique. As Grolic was smashing the enemy with his hammer, Rokai was flitting around the battlefield, slitting throats, invisible from sight, and Rohan was importantly getting crucial information with his glove of oppression. The kingdom that you've been treading through our lands wants to put us back into their kingdom. From what I understand, they have a better life than any people living in the highest walls of the Burning Sands, Nathaniel said bitterly, earning him a sharp look from his aunt. When we finally stopped the kingdom, they retreated. We decided together that we would not return the favor as long as they took no part in our affairs. With your aid, she paused to think. Nathaniel, if Sloane wins, he will be allowed to take all the land and rule as the divine ruler justifiably. Tresca explained. The old king died 2 generations ago. They learned from their lesson. King Brant wishes to replace the 4 with someone else from the land. They are going to give you your people a second chance for your kindness of not destroying them when you have the chance. Hope flitted to Flo's eyes for a second before her heart pulled her gaze down. I fear the death of Grolic will help, with the help of their enemies, has scared them beyond reason. Have hope, Flo. We are going to end this. The rebellion will keep their word. Tresca placed her hand on Flo's shoulder. Help me have hope. How can you be so sure? Flo pleaded. Because Thram and Synth are the ones who proposed it to us, not the rebellion, Tresca explained. That is something. If only the divine arcane could... Ooh, let me read this right. Confident. Nice. That is something. If only the divine arcane would roll back the magical clock she wished. Tresca conjured a meal. They ate, sitting in silence, the rest of the trip, letting Flo grasp the news she had just heard. Alright, in the last episode, we almost gave away a little too much of this chapter because we pre-read it. But I was talking about...
Mixed them up in my head.
Mixed them up in your head, yeah. I did a little bit too. We were talking about how River's wish was given to her almost in a monkey paw situation where...
You say that. I don't know where but the negative part of it is. She gets to be 2 people.
She gets to be 2 people.
And give freely to
But was it her
people.
wish to have her benevolence completely separated? Or was it just to have her personified
I don't
version
know.
of her
I don't know. It's. I think what she wanted was for the goodness that she was doing for her people to never stop. The things that she was doing to make her people happy, for her benevolence itself.
Right.
And the only reason that Force has any chance in this is because of Flo. Because Flo's there, kind of helping her keep her suspicions in check.
Right.
And being a beneficial sounding board for Force, which none of the other ones have.
I see.
And in that, I think River got saved in a way. She should have gone mad with Rohan and Sloane and all them, but because of Flo, Force was kept at bay, keeping River as like one unit.
I see.
It's hard because your mind wants to say now there are 2 minds, but there really kind of aren't.
Yeah, it's one mind split up into 2.
Yeah, with 2 different perceptions and 2 different ways of doing things. Because as you get older, you do things differently, but this was River back when she very first wanted that. She had never changed. The
So
magic can't corrupt her.
So Flo can't change.
No, Flo will never change.
Not
She's
grow.
an object, basically.
She
She is what River was back then.
She's kind of stuck in time.
Yes.
Is Force stuck in time the same
No.
way? Okay.
She's just... They're the same thing in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what happens if you kill one. You probably kill the other, quite frankly.
Oh, I have a question too. So, Tresca uses the Vial of Mind. What does Vial of Mind do for Tresca?
It allows her to move things magically from a distance, like physically, telekinetically.
Okay, because I was
She was
confused.
telekinetically pushing the daggers back into the beast.
I was confused because she started using stuff with air, and I don't think she's an air.
That's water.
She's water.
But she didn't drink liquor.
She didn't,
drank,
and that's why I was really confused. I'm like, I don't think she. Not only did she not drink
yeah.
liquor,
Both of them had Vial of Mind because he needed to do it to open the home.
Yeah.
And she needed to do it to hold the daggers down and keep the thing distracted and weak. The only way she was going to get out of it.
So I was just wanting to make sure what I was understanding there.
Okay. Should we try and change it into something more?
No,
real?
it's if
I think it was just you missed the Vial of Mind in there.
I've missed what she can do with the Vial of Mind.
I see.
And so I was thinking that she was using the air, but she wasn't using the air. She was just putting pressure.
Yeah, she was telekinetically putting pressure down onto the daggers.
Yeah. Yeah.
She could have lifted them out too, for example, but she needed that thing to stay down.
Yes.
So she was using her own strength. To
So
make it happen.
now that I better understand this, we can.
Well, yeah. Let's see. Draylen's back. Wasn't gone for long this time.
Yeah, scroll down a little bit because Draylen's back down a little lower.
And the boy helped and saw all this stuff happen too.
Okay.
River explains some things. Like she didn't explain more about the animals.
No, I have it.
She will get into it later.
More about the animal.
Oh yeah.
That's fine. So we were talking about the repetitiveness of this time.
Oh, well, you maybe were. Where was that?
No, I have it. She has not taken me with her, and you can get rid of the this time. Down. There you go, right there. You can get rid of that this time. There was another this time. Oh yes, Flo is taken off again. Even I have no clue where she went. I was hoping I can enlist your help again, though this time I will join you. She has decided not to take me with her. Yeah. You had 3 this times in that little section.
I think we got rid of the other one.
We got rid of the other one
that
already.
This time can stay.
Yeah.
And it fits.
It fits.
Prophecy.
Yes, they talk about prophecy, and what I'm guessing here, thinking of all the magics that you have set up, and so it's like they use maybe slivers of divine to try to suss out what's going to happen.
It's a who, what, where, when kind of situation.
Yeah, and it only works for the person doing it.
Yes, so only the person that casting the spell can see the thing. He can't make others see it. He can't help them find it. He can only find it himself.
And then several conflicting ones.
It happens in the future, so you understand more what he's saying here when they do it.
So she says, did they get a prophecy? Several conflicting ones, nothing that is undeniable.
Yes. There's different kinds of prophecy, and it all just kind of was coming up mush. There's no way of knowing when and where, what things will happen. It's
Right.
all fuzzy.
So
for
if
nothing
someone
clear.
doesn't have the ability to determine, okay, so who,
It would take a group of people to try and divine one thing that will happen in the future.
Yeah.
It would take 5 people.
So they can have one guy be like, who kills you? To denote if the city gets attacked and he sees a random soldier, but it's not the same soldier that is coming to attack them. That's a conflicting thing. I mean, yeah, it makes total sense. I absolutely love the idea of that.
Okay.
Speaker of the Divine, the Finder, the Waypointer, the Headhunter, and the Temporal Locator. That's what we're looking at.
Yes.
Okay.
So the speaker of the divine is the one that can use the sliver of the divine to speak with the divine arcane.
Yeah.
That's Draylin.
Yes.
And then the finder finds objects. The waypointer finds locations. The headhunter finds people. And the temporal locator finds what time. Divines what time it's going to happen. So it would require 4 of them. One of them could do it by himself. But you would also have to convince the divine arcane you deserve the information or something.
So it's not
so it's not as powerful as you think it is.
It's not as powerful or as trustworthy.
It's completely trustworthy. It's just that he's not necessarily going to give you the information.
Well, I mean, think about this. Someone's telling you you must speak with the divine, and they go in, the divine says, no, I don't want to talk to you. So the guy comes back out and says, oh, he says this.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, there's an element of fear for this guy.
You're not mistrusting the divine. You're mistrusting the one who says it.
Yes.
Who says what the divine is saying. Yes, like a religious official.
Right. So there's that aspect of untrustworthy information.
Yeah.
There's also the untrustworthy information. The divine arcane could give you a bit of information. It just may not be exactly what information you wanted, and it wouldn't be a lie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As to try to put something in a specific set of motion that the divine arcane wants.
Yeah. Yeah. You nothing's gonna ever come up right if things are constantly changing. Where, when, and what are irrelevant if things are constantly changing.
What's the Greek story of Oedipus?
I don't know Oedipus that well.
It's the one where the king's son was born. He took it to a seer, and the seer said he will kill you and marry his mother.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he goes, I want to kill him now. So he sends him off to be killed, but the boy doesn't get killed and meets him on a road, and the road
he meets them in a carriage accident.
No.
Wasn't it?
No, the road rules are if neither of you decide to pass, you have to fight to go down the road.
Is that what it was?
And the two of them met up, the son and the father, not knowing who each other was. The son killed the father and married his mom.
Yeah.
It's kind of that kind of thing. Where
and Freud took that to mean everyone wants to bang their mom. It's very strange.
Very strange. But, I mean, it could have... The divine arcane can give you a piece of information that causes you to change everything to make it happen instead of not happening. Like, there's a whole big thing with that. So
the divine arcane, if he says it, it's gonna happen.
Yes.
He knows. You don't. That's just all there is to it. But the person who speaks for the divine arcane should not be trusted. You're absolutely right.
Oh, yes. But to have a temporal locator, a headhunter, and a waypointer,
and if they all give conflicting information, right?
Yes.
What's the point? You're not going to get anything, and that's what she was saying. Yeah. So let's recap.
Well, wait. We have a question for the episode, or are we done?
Do we have a question for the episode? We read it.
We read it, but are we done with the episode?
Well, you brought up a point of the question. Are we? Did we do that?
No, we didn't do it.
Okay.
Go back to the chapter. Boy.
Ooh.
They talk about the prophecy. Talk about how they take it in without giving away who he is. All the times that we've read it, I see purposely they do not give away who he is.
He's just the boy.
He's just the boy. They talk about Sloane moving the mountain.
Yes, which is an important thing that happened in the past.
They do talk about how there was only brown leaf and elemental liquors before Sloane.
Yes.
Scroll down. Flo pauses with your aid. The word justifiably still looks funky. What word has a J, an S, an F, and a B in it? Come on.
Justifiably.
Justifiably. Thram and Synth are the ones who proposed this whole thing.
Yes. Well, they're working with the rebellion.
Yeah.
They're trusted. Even the rebellion trusts them. Everyone trusts them.
They don't lie.
They have no reason to. It's just they're just doing their thing.
When you first talked about Thram and Synth a long time ago,
It's a little love story.
you even said at one point that you knew you can trust them to help you, but you also can trust them to give you away.
Yes.
You knew they were going to do that. If someone else
Good.
asked a question about you, what you were doing or what you were planning, they would tell that other person, and you can trust them to do that.
They'd rat on you. And you know they will. Yeah.
And they're not looked down on it for it.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting relationship you can have with somebody with that.
Yeah. For sure.
If only the Divine Arcane would... I keep trying to say could roll back, but would roll back is actually proper there.
Because he could.
Because he could roll back the magical clock.
And he might. And he probably will. That was a quote from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
What question do you have in your head about this chapter that you want to hear from people?
If you had a soul as an artifact, what shape would it be? It doesn't have to be a complicated one. Just leave your comment in the thing below. And remember, as RCE always says, hexagon is bestagon.
RC is a wonderful YouTuber.
Alright. That's that.
Recap. So, Nathaniel and Tresca save Draylin and Flo. I say with a question. That's a long recap sentence. The way I said that too, I was like, oh? They have a chat with Flo. The history of the Four and Sloane. We learn the name of the seat of the rebellion, the Lystran Kingdom. Oh. Helpo. The Lystran Kingdom wants to helpo. That's a good typo. I'm funny.
Alright. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
That's chapter 11 down the trap. 39. 28 more to go. That's the number. 28 more to go. Probably less, maybe more.
Have a good day.
Yes, thank you all for listening and watching.
Bye.
Have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.